Hello there, this is Dave Reagan from Reagan Technical Solutions. We're just going to go over some of the basics of getting your GPS unit ready to run, unboxing it, and the contents of it, and how to assemble it and use it. So this is a Pelican case. The do-it-yourself GPS kit will come in a Pelican case when it arrives at your place. By the way, the Pelican case is shippable just as it is, without a box or anything. And oftentimes what we'll do is provide you a FedEx ticket inside the box, or one that we'll email to you so that you can send it back to us or send it to its next location. And you can take that FedEx pouch and just put it right here on the outside of the Pelican case, and it is shippable as long as you put zip ties inside the lock holes right here. You can also take it to Walgreens. Walgreens nationwide now is a FedEx drop-off location if that's more convenient for you. But when you get your Pelican case with the equipment in it, you'll open it up, and here are some of the contents you'll see. You'll have some paperwork in here, which you can follow along if you'd like. The paperwork pretty much describes everything I'm going to tell you today about how to set up and run your GPS unit. This is an iPad, standard iPad. So if you are familiar with the Apple ecosystem, all the touch and the setup will be typical as you're used to. This is a Trimble GPS receiver. This Trimble R1. We also use a Juniper Geo. That's kind of an orange, but it's the same exact thing. This has one button on it. That one button, when you're ready to start working, you just press it, and you'll see some lights appear. The flashing lights mean that it's still working on getting a connection to the sky, to the GPS satellites that orbit the Earth. When it goes to a solid green, then you know you're ready to map. So what I like to do is just press the button when I'm unboxing things and give it a chance to do its connection. I will say that this open spot right here, this is the antenna, and it should always be pointed vertically toward the sky. It is best to have it so that it's not underneath the canopy of a golf cart or underneath the canopy of trees. Of course, if you're mapping things that are under the trees, you'll have to just make sure that your quality rating still remains high. We'll see that on the GPS, on the iPad later. Okay. We provide this clamp. This clamp is actually meant for a motorcycle handlebar, but we clamped it to a piece of 1-inch PVC. Yeah, if you squeeze these together, then you could place the iPad right in there. The bottom of this fixture is a 1-inch slip coupling. So it's meant for use so that you can customize a 1-inch PVC pipe. You get the iPad right at nice eye level for you. So this GPS unit now is fully locked in. I can tell that because it's got a solid green light right there. And we've just taken a piece of PVC with a 1.25 inch slip tee and made a Velcro mount for it. We also have GPS units that have a clip on the back. So you may have one of those units. Now that we have the GPS locked in, we can come to the iPad and turn it on. If there's a passcode, we found out that it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What you'll find out is your golf course will be on a list, or in this case, there's just one golf course listed. That will be the one you'll tap, and you'll have the map of the golf course where you are, and the GPS is now feeding its location information via Bluetooth right to the map. Let's go out and map a couple points, and we'll see how that works. So I'm sitting over this sprinkler head, and I've given it a couple of seconds just to lock in on this point. On the GPS unit now, I'm going to touch the plus sign in the bottom right corner. On the type area, I'll open that up, And we've got all sorts of different Toro or Rainbird heads listed. This is a Toro 835, so I'll touch Toro 835 and then touch submit. And that is all we need to do to take that point. So now we're standing over the top of a valve box, and there could be all kinds of things in that valve box. It could be a wire splice, it could be a quick coupling valve, it could be a sub-air connection, it could be a lot of things. I know that this one is the lateral gate valve for this greens loop. So we'll touch plus sign again. We'll go to our list. I'll find green gate valve. Update point. Submit. So here we are at a green, and we've got 3 points to take it, just right in this area right here. 2 heads and a quick coupling valve. I want to give you a tip and a trick how to do this the best way. One of these heads, I think it's this one here, is the inboard head, watering the green. This is the outboard head, running the slope, and the quick coupling valve. What I want you to do is I want you to record the location of the greens head as if it's over here. One big step toward the green surface. Select that point there. Then for the slope head, come over and collect it one big step away on the slope side. These are the locations of future labels, and those labels will have the station numbers. We really want to have the implication that number is for the inboard and this number is for the outboard. So let's map the heads in those directions right now. It'll make things a lot easier for the data collection process and also for the final printed maps. And then I want you to come over and take this quick coupling valve just a little extra accentuated distance away. The reason is when the symbols get on the paper later from your printed maps, these symbols are pretty big in scale, so to speak. They may be 10 feet across. Well, if we've got 3 symbols that are so close to each other, just a few feet away from each other on the ground, those symbols are going to get really congested. I just want to give a little space for the symbols to breathe on the paper, so to speak, and just accentuate the distance between them a little bit. So I would take the quick coupling valve point, maybe right here. So here are our 2 valve boxes on the ground. Again, they're only a couple feet apart from each other. So what I'm going to do is I'll map this one maybe about right there, and then this one about right there, just to give a little space for the symbols on the paper. Don't forget to map your controllers. Again, with just 6 inches between them, I'll map one controller over here, and another controller over here, and that'll look good. Okay, so we're taking a break for lunch. Here we are in the lunchroom, and this is an opportune time, since I'm in a Wi-Fi zone, to go ahead and sync the unit, which means we're going to send the data up to the cloud so that even if something got damaged here or the iPad got lost, at least the data would be safe up in the cloud. So touch field maps again, and here's our project. These 3 little dots next to it have a pull down called sync, and when I sync it, it spends a few seconds sending data both directions, and just like that. Okay, we're at the end of our workday, so we're just going to turn the equipment off and get it ready for charging. Turning the iPad off right there on the power switch. Over here on the GPS unit, I'll just press and hold till it goes to 1 red bar, release it, and that'll turn it off. The charging port for the GPS unit is on the back, underneath this little protective rubber cover. There, in the case will be the charging plug for the GPS unit and the typical lightning plug for the iPad, which charges right here under the home key. I would just let it charge overnight so you're ready for the next day's work. No No problem keeping it on charger for several days if you have to skip a few days between mapping sessions.